Long before selfies, Instagram and reality TV, American artist Georgia O'Keeffe carefully cultivated her public persona. Her minimalism came across in her paintings, her clothes and the way she decorated her home. And now for the first time, a new exhibition is looking into exactly how she managed to craft that identity. Jade Barker reports from the Brooklyn Museum in New York.
Minimalistic, monastic, the mother of American modernism. Words often used to describe artist Georgia O'Keeffe.
It's an image that she crafted for herself, not only through her art, but through her progressive lifestyle and clothing. Now, for the first time, this public persona is being explored by putting her artworks and her wardrobe side by side.
O'Keeffe left behind a treasure trove of objects from clothing, accessories and furniture. But art historian Wanda Korn is the first to properly examine how her unitary aesthetic went way beyond the studio.
I saw it as an opportunity to really look at domesticity in her life, which is something that is something of a no-no in art history. We don't look at biography, we leave that to the biographers. And we don't look to the material culture that an artist has put together. And in this case, the material culture called out to me as hugely significant. She didn't separate art and living, as she told one of her friends. She saw them as making life beautiful or making things beautiful.
O'Keeffe began crafting her signature style at a young age, dispensing with the bows and frills worn by women at the time. She was an excellent seamstress and made many of her own clothes. She was also one of the first American artists to practice abstraction, which caught the eye of art dealer and internationally known photographer Alfred Stieglitz, her future husband. He convinced her to move to New York and was the first to exhibit her work. He also created a multi-year portrait project of her.
She was known for the way she looked through Stieglitz photographs, almost before she was known for her own art, which is an interesting thing in and of itself. But one of the important things we like to make sure people understand through the show is that she came to Stieglitz already with a personal style in place.
After Stieglitz's death in 1946, O'Keeffe decided to trade the skyscrapers of New York for the empty expanse of New Mexico. While her surroundings influenced both her painting and dress palette, she stayed true to her minimalism, right down to the way she furnished her house.
In her homes, she took old adobe structures and made them modern and minimal. She opened up windows that looked out onto the landscape and gave her these great vistas that inspired her artwork and then kind of focused her studio on the natural world. She was a careful painter, very fastidious and exacting in how she painted. She was also a careful gardener, a careful seamstress. Everything she did had a great deal of thought and care put into it.
The exhibition is a homecoming of sorts. It was here at the Brooklyn Museum that O'Keeffe had her first retrospective in 1927. It also shows that she remained committed to her minimalistic aesthetic in all aspects throughout her life. Jade Barker, TRT World, New York.